Welcome to Style RX, ladies. Today is Friday, so Rebecca and I are back, and we have two very special guests with us. We have Sondi Strobecker. It's like Wolstenholme. I'm hoping that was right. She can correct me. And Missy Singer. And today is all about body types and how to dress yours. So we're so excited to be here. We love doing these on Fridays, but we do want to remind you to go to our YouTube channel, Style RX, subscribe, and click that bell so that every Friday you will get a notification when we load these videos. Today, we are talking about body types, and I'm going to start us out. I am a true rectangle, which means I do not have a defined waist. I am exactly the same from my shoulders to my hips, and no matter how hard I try, my waist does not go in. So one of the most important things in dressing your body is to create a visual, a silhouette that you may or may not have. And just remember, we all have situations, we all have parts of our bodies that we may or may not love. So let me show you what I do to create a waist. If you don't quite know what a rectangle or who a rectangle would be, Kate Middleton is a great example. She's very sporty, very square. And if you notice, she always wears very structured coats with an A-line at the bottom. So our debut dress is a great example of a way to create a waist when you do not have one. So I'm going to take this and just tie it. One of the greatest things about this dress is it does have that beautiful A-line shape. You'll notice how from the back, it really creates that visual of pulling my body in and balancing out my hips and thighs. For me, another great thing to do is to always belt. So let me show you what I do with a belt. Now we have a really great belt on our line this season called the dual belt, but it's packed away. So let me show you what having just a big chunky belt over a little black t-shirt will do. It immediately draws your eye in and balances out and creates that hourglass figure that I actually do not have. Now, two other examples that we have on our line this season, I think are phenomenal. And this will work for many different body types, but for mine specifically, the tailoring and the way they've stitched this together is so beautiful. This is our crisscross blazer, and the shoulder pads help create that triangle going this way, and then the peplum creates that triangle going this way. So it really easily creates that hourglass shape that I am lacking and that I need. With the double zip zipper, I can even make it a little more dramatic. So let me stand so you can see the seaming here. I'm going to turn around and you can see the seaming here. And immediately it just balances out my body and creates a shape that I think is very flattering to the eye. And it doesn't matter if I gain 10 pounds, if I try to lose 10 pounds, my body shape is what it is. And so even with that added weight or not, it's something that I have to do. Now, since I'm in all black, I thought it would be really fun to show you a different example in color so that you can see this maybe without the jacket done up. So anytime, now this would be an example of probably something Kate Middleton would wear, because as I said, anytime you see her in a coat, it has very nice structured details with princess seaming. And this one has a cutaway waist design. So even if I have it buttoned up, it gives you that visual of that line through the hips and comes around through the back. But even wearing it open, it still is going to create that eye with the cutaway waist. Now, maybe you're not a jacket person and you're thinking you don't like to do belts on your tummy either. So the one last thing I want to show you, we have this incredible t-shirt on our line. It's called our formal tee, and it's just a black t-shirt. And it can be wide, but it's got this great drawstring. So if you need to create a waist, you can just cinch it in. And then I like to kind of pull it up to my natural waist and make a little blouson with it. And it will do that for me without belting or anything. So I hope you've learned a little bit about how to dress a rectangle body. And I'm going to turn this over to Missy Singer, and she will tell you all about her body type and how she dresses that. Missy?
Hi, ladies. I'm Missy Singer, and I'm from Evansville, Indiana. And I am what you would call an inverted triangle. Basically, what that means is my shoulders are wider than my hips and my booty. And this is all because I am built exactly like my German grandmother and all the German ladies in my family. We lovingly call ourselves the female linebackers because we tend to have larger shoulders, larger bust, and then we kind of slim down as we go down. So my challenge is always trying to basically create some structure on top to kind of give myself a waistline, but then balance out what I would call, and I'm going to span down here, my slimmer legs and my slimmer hips and booty. So what I am wearing is, the one thing I like to do is create movement with the eye. And I can do that with either patterns or the flow of fabrications. So I am wearing the Providence jacket, and it has all these beautiful lines here, but it actually has this really cute almost leopard print, but almost floral print at the same time, with a little bit of feminine details and longer arms. So I do tend to have a nice wingspan, longer arms, and slimmer arms. Now, what I've done is layered it over our cute little sweatshirt, and notice that we have the stripes that are going this way. How many of you ladies out there think that you can't wear stripes because you have big busts, or that you can't wear stripes because it creates wideness? Well, stripes actually create a lot of structure. And so by layering this over this, I've created some structure, and I've also continued to create eye movement. Now, my favorite pant, or my best pant fit, is a boyfriend cut. A boyfriend cut because the waist tends to be kind of straight up and down, similar to the rectangle body. And so what happens is I am 3 sizes larger here than I am down here. So the lower the rise on the pant, the smaller the pant I can get. But what I do, since I carry most of my weight in the middle around here, is that I want to create some length in my leg. And what I will do is I will do a little tuck to elongate my legs a little bit more. And then notice what I've done here with this ribbon. I have what I lovingly call my apron. This is where I tend to gain my weight. And a ribbon, or even a larger belt around this waistline here, can help camouflage that. Adding a heel to my body elongates my legs, makes them look even more slim, as well as taller. And when you look taller, you always look thinner. I tend to run between large and extra large at Cabby, and I'm only 5'4", so you can kind of wrap your head around what my shape looks like. Now, I've picked some other things here that I'm just going to show you on the rack that are really good items for body types similar to mine. The boyfriend jean, the 100% boyfriend jean, is one of my top favorite pants in Cabby. It has that great straight silhouette, and it also tends to create movement around the legs. And then notice each one of these tops that I chose here all have an open V-neck and a collar. Again, creating structure where, you know, that kind of smooths out the curves and the curves and the lumps and the bumps on top. Any jacket is going to be really great if you're a woman who's really trying to slim down your upper body and create a waistline. And of course, our check blazer is perfect for that. And then vertical lines. Look at these vertical lines on our great Pacific top. This is a great top for women shaped like me, paired up with white jeans. If you're lucky enough to have this shape like me, white jeans are never an issue and actually make you look slimmer. So I hope I gave you some styling tips and tricks, along with some ideas on what you can do if you are an inverted triangle and or a little fuller on top. Sondi, I think you're next.
Hello, hello, ladies. I am Sondi Strohecker, Amy. So anyway, I am from Pennsylvania, and I am what they call a true pear shape. So being that, I'm going to show you my shape just so you get an idea. But I have a very lean upper body into my waist. And then I get what they call the bootylicious, thighs. Yes, all of that down below. But my little niece just told me it's called quad dominance, just so you're in the in. So we have quad dominance going on. So what I want to show you is how to dress for the pair, because, you know, like I have always like, I don't like my thick thighs, but it's what I'm blessed with. So we are going to draw all the attention to our upper body and the part that we're slim. And the celebrity that we were talking about is Kim Kardashian came up as a pear shape, which we probably all know that that's probably true. So what I'm going to show you is some of the pieces, and what we do is how to dress for the top. So I have this V-neck, it's called the Island Tank on, and I think it's very flattering. It shows my thin arms, and the snap crop pants, which are cropped. They are wider leg, which balances out my thighs, but it also shows my thin waist, okay? Then we have this awesome crisscross blazer, which I think works for many bodies, and you'll see that. But I have this on, and it also really, you know, accentuates my waist and my thinness up on my arms. And as you can see, and then it draws your eye up to the upper part of your body. So some of the other items, when you're talking with a pear shape like myself, I like to go with a darker bottom. Leggings are fantastic, actually, like a black legging. It just kind of smooths things out, especially with a smaller waist. You can just kind of make it, you can kind of make it kind of softer and that kind of thing. So the other thing is we like to do a crop look. So that also really with a high-waisted jean, which we have the higher waist jean, and then we can go to a crop fitting, and that really accentuates like your waist and so forth. I tend to like belts, and I do a front tuck often because I tend to try to pull that waist in and show that my leg is longer and leaner. The other pieces that I really go for are long cardigans. And so what that does, and I want you to think about this, as you put a long cardigan on, the lines go straight down, and it really gives you a very thin look on your hips. So I love the offhand cardigan, which is the black cardigan, and I love this long cardigan here. But also just remember just to keep all of your blouses and so forth, such as this beauty, the rosette blouse. Again, this gives the waist fitted and then just a little definition on the bottom. So keep that eye towards the top, keep your bottoms dark. You can do dark jeans, you can do black leggings. I love all of that. And the button fly cargos. So thank you so much. And Rebecca, off to you.
Well, thank you, Sondi. And Missy, I always love these days when we have guest stylists. It just makes it so fun. So thank you for all of the fun information. And I love, Sondi, you've got the little love tee that's hanging back there, and that has more of a boat neckline, which is so fantastic for triangles because it just draws the eye out and actually widens your shoulders a little bit. So I love that you had that up there as well. All right. Well, if you've been around a while, you know I'm Rebecca. I am an hourglass. I'm 5'11", and I have a lot of length in my torso. So my legs are not as long as one might believe they should be for 5'11", but I have lots of upper body. So for an hourglass, I am always finding myself gravitating to anything with belts, anything that cinches me in. Celebrity hourglass that everybody probably knows, Marilyn Monroe. Sondi was nice enough to look that up for me because we were thinking about that earlier, and I was like, huh, who? And when she was wondering about the pair too, and then she said Kim Kardashian, we're like, oh, duh. Like that's hard to figure out. But so with an hourglass, my chest and my hips are the same dimension. So for me personally, I'm 39 inches around on the chest. I'm 39 and a half on my hips. My waist is 28. So there's that very big difference between waist and everything else. So I like to draw attention to that. I don't like to have attention on my hips because that's something that I'm self-conscious about. And I've never really liked having a chest either. So put all the attention right here. So I have the island skirt on as a dress. So I pulled that up, made it a strapless dress. I'm not going to show you the strapless part because I didn't wear a strapless bra with the dress today. And then I also have the crisscross blazer on. So how many different ways can we wear the crisscross blazer today? Maybe the takeaway from this video is you need the crisscross blazer, but you'll see that it has this fun little collar. I like to tuck that in and just make it more of a V-neck. And so I find that that is more slimming and flattering on my body. And then it's got just this nice little peplum. And you'll see with me, I'm wearing a size up from what I would usually. So I have just tucked that into my little obi belts. Obi belts are your friends if you are an hourglass like I am, but it just makes everything kind of lay nice, and you can tuck things in that you have excess of. Okay, some different looks that I like Amy was showing, I love columns of color. I think it's slimming, it's elongating, and so you'll see me do a lot of that. Now, I've got a column of navy with our pencil trouser that are the Ponte fabrication, and our sweet little navy cardigan this season. We also have the navy all-purpose cami. So you've got your navy here. I've popped this fun, bright colored belt and then a scarf at the neck. And then I also love the checkup blazer because it's got just this natural band. So it creates that illusion of a waist, whether you have one or not. And another column of color. So I love yellow. Dip me in all things yellow. We've got the fold pocket tee and then the utility trousers that Missy had on earlier. And then I love long necklaces, but for my body type, it's best to have them up a little higher. So I've just wrapped our long treasure necklace, I think, around twice and shortened it up for myself. And you saw Amy modeling the Imperial blazer. It was so beautiful, but it is perfect for an hourglass as well. It just really naturally accentuates the waist. I have it on with the snap trousers that you saw Sondi have on, as well as the snap tank. So those are a few of my favorite things for the hourglass shape. And it's all about creating an optical illusion. So for those of you that had art class or have done anything like that, you know what is light, your eye gets drawn towards more. What is dark is pushed back, or your eye doesn't see as much. So we talk about it with makeup, but it applies with your clothing as well. So like Sondi said, if you've got a larger bottom half, then put some dark colors there, get some nice bright colors up near your face, and just really accentuate your assets. I'm a real big believer in we are all exactly how God had planned us. And we need to be lovingly acceptant of ourselves, but that does not mean that we can't absolutely highlight the things we love. So do we have any more last minute thoughts from our guests and Amy?
You guys can unmute. I'm actually gonna pause the recording now so that we can do a question and answer. So really quick, we just want to thank you. Stay tuned with us, but we're gonna just end the recording so you can go back and watch this all you want. Thank you for joining us live. Stay on if you want some questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop it and then everyone can unmute.